world powered by code and connected by clicks, the ICT sector has become more than just an enabler. It's now a powerhouse of opportunities. From mobile app development to e-commerce, fintech to AI-driven solutions, the digital economy is now creating frontiers for entrepreneurs and investors alike. But what does this mean for Zambia? What gaps are waiting to be filled, and how can smart, tech-driven thinking turn problems into profitable ventures? Stay with us, because a little later I'll be joined by Mr. Chellah Silavwe, who is the CEO of the Information Communication Technology Association of Zambia, ICTAZ, who will help us answer all these questions. Because tonight on Business Review, we are plugging into the future. Welcome to Business Review, where business starts now.
What if your next personal loan gets you in the driver's seat of a brand new 2024 Ford Ranger Wildtrak? With Standard Chartered Bank, every approved personal loan is a chance to win big. Get the cash you need for school fees, home upgrades, or that dream project, and stand a chance to win amazing prizes, including a 2024 Ford Ranger Wildtrak, a home solar solution, or a Samsung A3 smartphone. It is easy and rewarding. Apply online today or visit any Standard Chartered branch for more details. Promotion runs from the 5th of March to the 31st of August 2025. T's and C's apply. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good.
Welcome back to Business Review. Remember, this show is powered by Standard Chartered Bank, and they're here for good. My name is Christine. Like I said before we went for a break, I said we're going to be joined by Mr. Chellah Silavwe. Good evening and welcome to Business Review.
Thank you, Christine. Good evening to you, and good evening to the viewers.
All right, so before we start our program, I just want to say happy belated birthday. You did tell me that yesterday was your birthday. Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, it was. I grew a year older, 40 years now. Yeah.
All right.
Good. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, we want to start our show like this. We are looking at business opportunities in the ICT sector. But before we get into our chat, I just want you to help me understand or describe the current state of Zambia's ICT right now as we speak.
Thank you. So, of course, we've seen superb and increasing consumption of ICT services in Zambia. And obviously, that usage has been reflected in how the growth, when you look at last year's statistics, if you check the ZAM stats, you find that the ICT sector had the highest growth rate contribution to the GDP compared to any other sector. It contributed about 17.4%. And then to give context to that, the mining sector contributed about 8.8%. That shows the rate at which the ICT sector is growing in the country.
How important is ICT to business people or to business people outside of technology?
Thanks, Christine. Now, and you hear other people attribute, like you've rightly put, ICT to like it's for tech companies. Then others you hear, they will say ICTs or ICT is an enabler for businesses. I love to call ICT as a business itself. Right now, if you can't transform your businesses and adopt the use of ICTs, then it's just a matter of time before your business fail. We've seen the evolution of businesses, say from brick and mortar, the financial sectors, to now the use of digital services, financial digital services. Most of them are slowly channeling into neobanks. I'll give you an example of the usage of mobile money. Look at the disruption it has brought. That is in Zambia. It's even big when you go to East Africa, what they call M-Pesa. And it's just a matter of time before that happens. Standard pioneered that. You see that they said we are going to close many branches, which obviously brought a bit of uncertainties, but we've seen they've managed to navigate and meander around that, and they've stabilized. And this is just the beginning. A lot of businesses, we've seen insurance institutions, many others taking that. So a business needs to have strategies at the ICT sector, meaning from the board level, each business must have a steering committees which should pioneer technology in that business. And this issue of having CIOs or CTOs reporting into another manager it's not going to help anyone, because you need someone at the top to spearhead the usage of ICT, to integrate ICT in your businesses. But not just ICT. The conversation has actually changed, not just ICT in general, Christine. It's now about artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
Today, if a business does not have AI, a weight AI in its strategic plan, they need to quickly revise and check that. Otherwise, it's just a matter of time before they are kicked out of business.
I love the fact that you brought up the issue of AI, because we are living in a world where we cannot do away with AI. We have just to integrate it into something that we're doing. And right now, some people are scared that they're going to lose their jobs because AI is going to take over their jobs. Do you think AI one day, we're just going to wake up on one day and find that our jobs have been taken away by AI?
Well, it's a debate which goes on every time. But here's the thing. AI is not going to take anyone's job, but AI will take anyone's job who wants to run business without AI.
Right.
That's what I would say. So this is technology which has come. It's not going to wait for anyone, but it's a matter of embracing it and see how we incorporate it into our businesses. It's actually a great tool which could help you leapfrog your business. It can help you push your business to broader limits. It will help you to quicken, provide solutions to your customers. So it's a matter of embracing AI and not thinking to get your job. But yes, it will get your job if you don't embrace it.
All right, now, yeah, please.
So even you, in your way of doing things, the area you embrace it, the better. But the good part of it, Christine, is that this is a tool which you don't need to predict. It's here and it's here to stay. You can pick a lot of opportunities out of it and position yourself to ensure that you benefit out of the technology which has come.
Now, since we're speaking about technology, I want to know from you, as the CEO of ICTAZ, what signs do you see that show that ICT is playing a big role or will play a big role in Zambia's economy, let's say in the next few years from now?
Actually, thanks for that important question. It's not even next few years from now. It's today. I just gave an example area where the ICT sector had the highest growth rate, contribution to GDP, that's 17.4%. That already shows the potential which the ICT sector has, because it has already surpassed any other sector in terms of growth. And we are talking about growth, meaning that it's at the rate at which those services are overtaking others. But then also the other signs, like the adoption of and the use of digital services. Again, I'll give an example of mobile money, because I know it's very easy for people to relate to it. Now, that is the evolution of the banking and financial services from the traditional brick and mortar into digital or neobanks. Those are digital solutions. If I'm not mistaken, in 2023, we had huge volumes of transaction pertaining mobile money, close to 500 billion. It was 490 something. But then also the adoption of business ICT strategies by businesses, from their traditional businesses to using competitive advantages, building strategies using ICT. It's also a great sign that these tools are there and they are helping businesses. So we shouldn't talk about the future, we should talk about now. The signs are there, and the signs are indicators that we have to reposition ourselves.
Now, let's talk about money and business, right? What are the best areas in ICT sector where a new business person can grow in Zambia? For example, we're looking at finance, online shopping, or the health service.
Yeah, thanks. Again, like I said, to me, I look at IT as part of business. You have to embrace it, you have to incorporate it into your business, regardless of your size. So I don't, if someone is running a business, let me give a very basic and simplicity example. If I've got a shop, let's say in Kamwala, I sell things, I still could adopt IT. So it brings in a lot of aspects. One, you can use what we call data science to make data-driven decisions. You need to compile your data. There are simple tools, some of them are free tools which you could use. They help you to make a decision based on the data instead of making maybe emotional decisions, which guide you to where it matters the most. Then you could use the tools like AI to learn your customers' behavior. This, Christine, unfortunately or fortunately, so this is what these big institutions do, the Facebooks, the Googles of this world, the Microsoft. They learn your behavior through what you click, what you do, the Netflix. If you know how much data is being processed by Netflix over a day, and you all of a sudden start seeing things popping up of the movies you like, that is what is happening. It's about using AI to learn your behavior. Then also use social media and other e-platforms to reach out to wider customers. Right. You are a small institution, but you're using the tools to enhance your business.
For someone who wants to start a business in tech, what are some of the easiest ways, or maybe some quick opportunities that they can look out for in the world of IT?
Thanks. Again, I'll be very simple here. Today, the biggest thing in tech is artificial intelligence, what we call machine learning, and data science. Trust me, for the foreseeable future, these will dominate the sector and they will dominate the world. The quickest thing someone would do is to position themselves to offer solutions in this aspect. If you could equip yourselves with skills in AI, data science, and machine learning, trust me, you'll be the most sought after individual. The businesses are in this aspect, everyone is talking about it, everyone is trying to embrace it. But if you position yourself and learn those skills, start providing solutions around that, you are a gold mine on your, in moving.
Awesome. Now, many businesses in Zambia currently are operating informally. How can ICT help this small and informal business make more money, or actually start ICT start working for them?
Yeah, thanks. So here's the thing. You know, some time back, I'll give an example of maybe I'm just a trader. Some time back, I would need a shop seated, whether maybe in City Market or somewhere, selling something. But I'll have customers who would pass through my shop, or someone who would recommend them to come. But right now, I can actually run a shop from the back of my garden and reach out to people who are even beyond the borders of the country. That is the power of ICT. You could use social media, use e-commerce platforms, and just use the tools available. But also, like I had mentioned earlier, try to, as much as possible, see how you could leverage. There are a lot of free tools, the emerging technologies, which will help you to learn your customers, to have to make data-driven decisions. You get the maximum output out of your investment.
Now, do you think in Zambia we've got maybe products that we can operate? When I mention product, when I talk about products, do you think Zambia right now can create an ICT product that we can sell, or that other African countries can come and buy from us?
Of course. So here's the thing, Christine. Zambians, we've got highly skilled people.
True.
Not just in tech, but in other aspects. But not only that, we are building very innovative solutions. But then, one thing which, and this is a very good question and it's very dear to us as ICTAZ. One thing which we've never had for the longest of time has been someone to amplify, for the lack of a better word, from the football point of view, I would say someone to blow a vuvuzela, to talk about the skills and the solutions and the potential and capacity of the Zambian tech sector. Now, this is where, as the ICT Association of Zambia, ICTAZ, we've come in to say, we've got all these good things happening, we've got all these skills in the country. Who is there to amplify what they are doing? So we've come up with a lot of initiatives and strategies which will spotlight and amplify what our Zambian tech sector is achieving, not just in Zambia, but beyond the borders. You would be glad to know, Christine, that when we had our tech conference in Livingston 3 weeks ago, we had people from across the world who came and joined us because they believe in what Zambia is doing and they believe in the services and solutions we are offering. Many a times when we've imported solutions which even the Zambians or Zambian companies are able to provide. True. Actually, sometimes even provide at a far better scale, because here's the thing, if I get a service from you, you are here, you are within vicinity, I can always run to you for a after-sales service. And we have these solutions in Zambia. We've got what it takes, and we've got the potential, we've got the capacity. So yes, we need to be intentional about it. And as the ICT Association of Zambia, we've taken this upon ourselves and say, if there's no any other person who's going to amplify what our members or what the sector is able to do, we are going to do it ourselves. And we call upon other partners like the media and also the consumers of the services to come on board, and we give a chance to the Zambians. I like giving this example, Christine. I think some good 15 years ago, even less than 15 years, would buy these big phones which had very big speakers behind, sometimes 3 of them, 4 of them, and they would make a lot of noise. We gave them a nickname called Chinese phones. You know what the Chinese did? No matter how big or how ugly we may make the first phone, we'll start. Today, these phones have evolved. These are the techno phones we are buying. These are the Huawei phones we are buying. When you get the most talked about phone, the iPhone, open it and read behind. You know what it will be written? Designed in California, made in China. China took a step, and China said, we are going to make the most ugliest phone on earth, but we'll evolve and change and learn from it and perfect it on the way. And the China was supported. We bought those phones. Today, they are competing with the most prestigious phones, the Samsungs, the iPhones. So, yes, we may not maybe give the perfect solution you'd expect to get from outside, those who've been there before us. But if you empower and buy from a local Zambian or local company, you know what we are doing? We are building capacity, we are building the future, and we are building the products which we can evolve and sell going forward. So yes, as ICT Association of Zambia, we intentionally build strategies which will drive that agenda, and we call upon everyone to join us on that agenda.
Mr. Silavwe did mention, you did talk about China. Obviously, I'm thinking the reason that our friends are able to succeed or excel in that particular space, with maybe the example that you gave of building a phone and creating a phone, is because of what resources, right? Which leads me to my next question. What support do new ICT business people get in Zambia? I'll talk about maybe at their loans, training programs that help these people to set up as well as succeed in their business, because like you said, in China, people are able to succeed. Again, I want to think it's because the environment allows them, there's so much support. But when we come back here, are we seeing that? Do we have support for people who are starting up? Are we training them? Are we giving them loans? Are we giving them all the support that they need to succeed in the business?
No, thanks, and that's a very important question, Christina. I'll answer it in from two sides. The first part is, yes, we've got support all over. Look, we've got what we call digital hubs around. There are quite many where we can innovate and incubate. We've got so much sponsorship which is around. We've got so much mentorship. As the association, we've also started doing mentorship where we link professionals to those who need some skills, not just the students or startups, but even the professionals who've been in industry for long. You know, I could be a highly tech person, but maybe I like business side of things, or vice versa. But then we've got a number of co-working spaces where I can go and innovate without me spending so much. But here's the other thing, Christine. You know, what also makes us not to succeed, it's because I want to go and knock on the door and ask for money. Then someone would ask you to say, what is your business you want to invest in? I'm blank. Who's going to invest in that business? But if I have a genuine business, and I've got a good business strategy, or rather a good business I want to venture in, every investor wants to invest in that. So sometimes it's the mentorship aspect, which we are saying when people are correctly mentored and people know how to package their businesses, their business ideas, everyone wants to invest in a good business idea.
For a business person, or business people watching, as well as investors that are watching the program right now on Business Review, and they're thinking, why should I invest my money in the tech sector? What would you tell them?
we've got a very conducive political environment. You know, those are the things which, when I want certainty, when I invest, I want certainty that my investment will be secure for the foreseeable future. But above and beyond, the ICT Association of Zambia is there to ensure that we grow the sector and we grow the professionals. So we have what it takes. We've got a conducive environment. We've got the, you know, beyond the domestic market, Zambia, like I said, we've got the regional market and eventually the global market. And of course, we've got the will by the players in the Zambia, we've got the skills. So it's quite a lot of reasons to invest in Zambia. What
are some of the challenges that our sector, the ICT sector, is facing, and what do you think can be done to improve them?
Yeah, no, thanks. Obviously, for whenever something is growing, you expect to have challenges, and obviously you have to find strategies to navigate around those. One of the things which I think is in the press every day is the amount of cyber crimes and cyber threats around the sector. So obviously there's quite a lot which is happening around this sector to mitigate these problems, both obviously by the institutions, the sensitizations, and obviously by the players. Let me just say the players, the government inclusive. One of the things which we need to relook into the issue is the issue of digital identity, which has also the lack of it has also contributed to the cyber crimes. In a nutshell, Christine, if I could explain what that means, you know, the biggest problem of lacking digital identity is that in the country we don't have a single source of identity. We identify you based on your NRC, National Registration Card. Now, this is a physical document, which means that it's subject to or prone to, I don't know what I could say, to forgery. Someone could impersonate you and forge that record, meaning when you go to the bank, they will identify you as you based on that document. They won't identify, so someone may not know whether that document is authentic or not. But if you've got a digital identity, it's very easy because each of the service provider you go to, they will identify you based on your digital identity. They are not going to ask you for your physical copy. They will check the record from the single source of truth, which will be held, let's say, by an issuing authority. So it's quite difficult. It will be quite difficult as it is now to impersonate you. You can go to the bank, they will identify you based on that. You go to maybe an MNO, mobile network operator or service provider, they will identify you based on that. Now today, what would happen is someone would go to the bank with an impersonated NRC, the bank creates an account for that person. They do the same with an impersonated with MNOs, service provider. Then money is being swindled from banks to mobile money, which is easier to withdraw because there's no trace.
What is your vision for Zambia's ITC sector in the next maybe 5 to 10 years? And also, what should we focus on right now to reach the future?
The vision for the Zambian ICT sector is to have a sector which is the biggest contributor to GDP, done by Zambians, for Zambians and beyond, and which employs Zambians, creates jobs for the Zambians.
Mr. Silavwe, thank you so much for finding time to come and talk to us on Business Review today.
Thank you so much for having me, and good evening once more to the viewers.
All right, so to you, our viewers, join us again next week for another interesting episode of Business Review right here on ZNBC, while we continue to spotlight the movers as well as the shakers of Zambia's business landscape. You have been watching Business Review, where business never sleeps. Join us again next time.